something I thought I'd always have, like my period. Did you guys know that those just stop? I mean, not without warning. There's like 8 to 10 excruciating years where you are an unhinged psychopath who cleans every countertop. Has Jimmy left yet? You're supposed to leave now. Okay. Anyway, your period stops, you guys. It stops.
Not bad, right? It's not what I would call comedy, even though this lovely lady is an executive producer and comedy writer for the worst late-night host in the history of late-night television, Jim Kimmel. Even though it wasn't comedic, it was damn sure better than the content they deliver on Jim's late-night dump. Even though I can't relate to the subject matter, I would much rather hear attempted witty banter about the female menstrual cycle, or in some cases, the male menstrual cycle. I would much rather hear about the menstrual cycles of birthing persons of all 72 genders than hear incessant political commentary disguised as bad jokes about Orange Man bad. Maybe if Jim and Molly had conversations about their menstrual cycles, people would actually watch the show. You know, for a while now, I've been telling you guys about what I believe are the two biggest threats to America. The first, and obviously what I believe to be the biggest threat, Islamist. And when I say that, I'm not talking about individual Muslims who practice their faith. I'm talking about Islamist. I'm talking about political Islam. Talking about the ideology, not the faith or the religion. But a very close second to political Islam, woke white women. Matter of fact, you can make a strong case that woke white women are far more influential than Islamists. Lonely men, they have no interest in borrowing or wearing a hijab. But for lonely men, especially those lonely men pretending to be women, they are highly interested in borrowing a tuck-friendly bathing suit from woke white women. Right now, woke white women are mad. Recently, Pantone or Pantone, I guess it's some makeup brand. Hell, I don't know. Uncle KC obviously does not wear makeup. Whatever Pantone is, they accomplished a monumental first recently. And as you guys know, deacons at Woke United Methodist and their significant others, they usually love a first. But according to woke white women, this particular first is no bueno. For the first time ever, Pantone has selected a shade of white as their 2026 color of the year. This is so racist! What about multicultural representation? Whatever happened to diversity, equity, inclusion, woke ecstasy? Woke women are mad because Pantone chose white as their color of the year for the first time ever, instead of choosing some other color of makeup like brown, red, purple. Hell, I don't know the colors. I don't wear makeup. And who really gives a damn? The fake outrage is absolutely ridiculous. But the devious makeup scandal, that was not the only source of fake outrage this past weekend. According to Jim Kimmel's lovely wife, freedom of speech is under attack in America. Freedom of speech is on life support. It's on the verge of becoming extinct. Ironically enough, Molly Kimmel delivered this startling warning in public while exercising her First Amendment rights in the very country where those rights are supposedly under attack. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Voting is now open for the 3rd annual Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. The link to the poll is in the description of this video. You can also find the link in the community tab here on YouTube. If you click on the channel name or the channel logo on this video, it will pull up the channel homepage. Click on the community tab and you'll find the link there. Now, voting. It's going to be open all week this week. The final day to vote is going to be Sunday, December 14th. We had a lot of great nominees this year. You guys really did an excellent job with the nominations. We have a lot of worthy contenders fighting for the prestigious honor of being 2025's most embarrassing failure. So be sure to cast your vote. Over the weekend, Molly McNearney, or as Jim prefers to call her, Molly Kimmel. Over the weekend, she was giving a speech at some doofus gala in Hollywood. From the sound of her speech, it sounds like this was an event that was exclusive to females, which might explain why Jim Kimmel was in the audience. I'm kidding. I'm sure Jim was playing the role of the supportive husband who was there to support his wife. But during her acceptance speech, which my inside sources, they are telling me that Molly was accepting Jim Kimmel's nomination for the 3rd annual Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. And during her speech, she used it as an opportunity to deliver a passionate lecture on the current attacks on the First Amendment. According to Molly, freedom of speech is under attack! Where was this passion 3 or 4 years ago when freedom of speech was actually under attack? Where was this passion when our former fearless leader Johnny B. Biden was allegedly pressuring social media platforms to silence dissenting voices? Where is free speech under attack, and who is the attacker? According to Molly Kimmel, Don Trump is using the power of the presidency to silence people. What evidence did Molly provide to substantiate these claims? She claimed that freedom of speech is under attack because her husband was temporarily fired after years of huge embarrassing failure. Watch for yourself.
I've been asked to speak about freedom of speech, and I have to be honest, I naively assumed it was a guarantee in this country until September 16th, 2025. It's something that I took for granted. It's something I thought I'd always have. We experienced it most recently in 2022 when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, and we got another taste of it 2 months ago. I watched a show and coworkers and friends and a man I love be put on indefinite suspension after our very thin-skinned president asked for his removal. It is a fragile time for freedom.
How many times does this have to be disproven? How many times are they going to lie about this? Just because you keep repeating something, it doesn't make it true. Just because you keep applying polish, it doesn't conceal the fact that it's still a turd. ABC told you exactly why they fired Jim Kimmel. Their affiliates were being pressured. Their local affiliates were dealing with immense backlash in their local markets. These affiliates, they didn't want to risk losing viewers to CBS and Fox affiliates because some doofus late night host that no one is watching in Butt, Montana made an inappropriate comment about Charlie Kirk. It's really that simple. You can lie, you can whine, you can complain, you can blame Don Trump, you can continue to display your symptoms of stage 4 OMB, but no matter how much polish is applied to the turd, it still doesn't conceal the fact you're full of shit. You know, even though Molly McNearney didn't say anything outlandish, I mean, compared to usual speeches from proud members of the Party of the Donkey, where they're calling people fascist or Nazis, Gestapo, racist, misogynist, ageist, ableist. Hell, they're accusing Trump of being an ableist because he claimed that Tim Walz was Compared to other speeches from the Party of the Donkey, this speech from Molly McNearney, it was kind of tame, but it represents an ongoing problem in Hollywood. It represents an ongoing problem in late night television. People are tired of being bombarded with politics. People are tired of not having an escape. I'll give credit to sports. For the most part, the leagues have distanced themselves from politics. But KC, the NFL has bad booger performing at the Super Bowl. Yeah, I said for the most part. But week to week, the NFL is not political. The NBA, which was decimated by the plague of mythical racism, the NBA has distanced themselves from the woke fungus. They have distanced themselves from the disease of politics. The primary focus of the league is the product on the court. As a result, people are actually watching. 12 months ago, NBA ratings were in the pooper. We're almost 2 months into the regular season, and the NBA is seeing their highest ratings in years. On a smaller scale, I have noticed some political fatigue on my channel. Last month, I told you guys about the views decline that I'm seeing on the main channel, and a lot of creators, they are seeing the same thing on YouTube, a views decline. I can't do anything about algorithms. I know I wasn't shadow banned. I went through a poor me phase over the summer, but eventually, I decided to really think about it, really look into it. I read through a lot of your comments. I went back through my emails. I dug through hundreds and hundreds of videos and their analytics. My second channel, which is 100% centered around sports, over the last couple of months, my second channel is having record months. My main channel's doing okay, but it's struggling compared to last year and the year before that. My second channel was outpacing the main channel in terms of growth. I think part of the reason for that, political fatigue. Sometimes we just need a break. I'm sure you've noticed in the past week or so, I've been doing more sports related content here on the main channel. Now, that does not mean there won't be political content going forward. That doesn't mean I'm going to ignore the mainstream media or late night television, but I just get the feeling that people need a break. We need an escape. For some reason, Hollywood doesn't understand. Late night television damn sure doesn't understand. The only host that seems to get it is Jim Fallon. But KC, late night television has always been about politics. Yeah, but it wasn't one-sided, and that is the main problem. We had 4 years with Joe Biden, and the huge embarrassing failures hosting these late night dumps, they refuse to make fun of him. Then they wonder why no one is watching. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.